Well, hi for Nye. This week has been the kind you can describe with an analogy and some special effects. You know what I mean? Cue theme tune.
Is it?
You see, an annoying / embarrassing / just not good thing happened. Tito thinks something witty, here's an amusing face, and here's a funny comment suggested by someone else. Hi, Mum! That could have seriously ruined my whole week. But cue uplifting background music. Happy face. Be grateful for friends, family, penknives, toothpaste. Let me encourage you to subscribe, share, retweet, comment. Let's count some blessings. Thanks from someone to something or someone else. Now it's time for our Gratitune. A big thanks someone for suggesting this by them. Oh, and one last thing. If a negative cliche can be punned into positivity, stay thankful and ciao for now. Well, what do you reckon, Tito? A whole Graticast in 30 seconds. But that's about all I've got time for this week, I'm afraid. What? You think so? Alright, I'll do it properly then. But it still has to be quick. Alright, well, hi for Nye. You see, this week has been the kind of week where I've bitten off more than I can fit in my mouth. You know what I mean?
More Graticast! Episode 14. Too much to do.
You see, the problem with being self-employed and working on your own is that you don't get paid anything for selling your trade, but you also can't do any selling while you're doing the work that you're meant to be getting paid for. This means you can often come out of a period of solid work that's been quite lucrative into a period of financial stress coupled with frustrating inactivity, which can lead to a crash diet of coffee and sleeping pills, see loved ones go off finding loved twos, and give rise to the crazy notion of doing a weekly vodcast to benefit a cause that you're passionate about and help you remember all of the good things in life. Of course, what you're supposed to do in that time is more selling, which is exactly what I was doing earlier this year. I was putting myself forward for all sorts of contracts, marketing my services to various organisations, and fundraising for numerous activities, in the hope that one or two of them would come in and help us to keep some food on our tables and a roof over our head. And if 3 of them came in, maybe I'd even be able to afford a trip to my favourite coffee shop.
And a nap.
But what I failed to consider was the potential ramifications of all of them coming in at once. The once at which they came in was the beginning of August. The deadline for pretty much all of them? October. So suddenly, I have about 28 major projects to complete in about 10 or 11 weeks. I think it's fair to say that certain frivolities like my bed, my fork, my fresh underwear drawer won't be getting much use for a little while. To say nothing of the huge time suck that is socialising. That could seriously scupper my whole summer. But yeah, of course, this is one of those things that I've entirely brought on myself, and I did it because of the huge rewards that I could get at the end. But in order to get those rewards, I'm probably going to have to suck up my pride and ask for help. And so it's at times like this that I can be really grateful that I have people to ask. And I suppose people who are willing. And I do. I have friends, family and colleagues who are happy to help in all sorts of ways. Be it cooking so I don't have to, or bouncing ideas around with me, or even just keeping me company while we're working to help ensure that things get done. It's not just people either. Living in the 3rd millennium means there's all sorts of technology that I can rely on to help me do things way faster than I could have done even a decade ago. And I tell you, calendars and reminders that sync across all devices are 2 of my biggest lifesavers at the moment. So thanks whoever came up with those ideas, and thanks also to everyone who helped make it happen. And of course, I'm grateful for the opportunities to do all of this stuff and have something to show for it at the end. Because that means I'll eventually be able to do things like show my appreciation to all those friends and family. And maybe even do something to help me recharge my batteries. Like take a holiday to go and see my friends in France or Egypt or New York. Or maybe even all 3. So yeah, I can then be grateful for being grateful. And a big thank you to all those of you who have been sending in your ideas for future Graticasts. Saves us a lot of time trying to think of those ideas ourselves. And it also means that we can promise you some really special episodes coming up over the next few weeks. And keep a lookout for this week's mini-vid about the work we're soon to be doing with some of the charities involved with ME research. You can get involved by commenting on this video or following the links below to your favourite social media. You can help just by sharing this video and encouraging your friends and family to subscribe. Remember, you don't pay a penny for this entertainment, but any money we raise from advertising revenue or sponsorship will go straight into research fighting that horrifically painful disease. As well as your ideas and shares though, we also need the blessings you've been counting. Now, I hope this still works. On Facebook this week, Berenice from Cambridge is, like me, grateful for calendars that sync across multiple devices. But she has the added blessing to count of her son who showed her mobile phone how to do it. So thanks, Joel. Also on Facebook, we've got a thanks from Dave to a Tim Drury for organising a little walking tour of Cambridge, which had a Doctor Who theme, I believe. He says it was a really fun way to spend a Saturday afternoon, so cheers, Tim. And on Twitter, Brian from the Bri-Fi podcast was grateful for having a job that he enjoys doing. And if you're interested in comic books, like I am, then it's well worth a listen, so check out the link below. Now you may have noticed that our theme tune has changed this week. It's been changed in memory and celebration of the fantastic inspiration and talent that was Robin Williams. It remembers his role in the music video for Don't Worry Be Happy, which is a song that kind of says the same thing that the Graticast is trying to say. We also had a Gratitune dedicated to him last week. A Gratitune is, to us, a piece of music that lifts you up. I suppose it's kind of like a musical gumption to go. And this week, our suggested Gratitune has come from Jessica in Limoges. As you can hear, it's Elton John, who doesn't appear to need a cushion just yet. If you'd like to hear the whole song, then follow the link at the end of this video. And if you'd like to nominate your piece of music that turns your lows to highs, then again, check us out on your favourite social media or comment below. So finally, thank you for watching. Before I leave you though, one last thing. If you ever feel like you're drowning, remember, there's probably never been a better time to imagine kicking in the face of that idiot who keeps stealing your parking space down the high street. That'll definitely give you the motion and the energy to reach the surface. Stay thankful, and ciao for now.